We are now hearing a lot of talk about regulations hitting this space. And when I really think about this, I think that this is one of the biggest events that we have to really kind of look forward to in crypto. Why? Well, because regulations are going to open the doors to trillions of dollars. I mean, we're talking about, massive amounts of money that will completely reshape crypto forever. In fact, regulations are the keys, if you will, to the kingdom. They will open the doors for crypto to be pretty much integrated into everyday life. Everything around us will incorporate crypto when we really think about crypto, we're talking more so about blockchain and distributed ledger technology, okay? The actual tech behind this space will be integrated on almost every single level that we can think of. And that happens with regulation. We have a lot to address, so welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Nick. For those that are new to the channel, hopefully by the end of this video, you do become a subscriber. And also real quick, before we jump on into the video, if you guys do want an exchange that you guys can trust and you can use in the US, go and check out Caleb and Brown. There's going to be a link down in the description below. I actually have been working with them for a little bit of time, but if you guys do want to go check them out, you guys are more than welcome to. It's one of the best opportunities in this space in terms of exchanges. The offerings on their exchange isn't the best compared to like some of these, other degenerate centralized exchanges, but Caleb and Brown has been around for a bit of time. They are fully regulated and one of the most trusted exchanges out there. So if you guys do want to use an exchange that you know that you can trust and has 24/7 support, go and check out Caleb and Brown. First link down in the description below in the exchanges tab. But let's dive on in and let's talk about a few things. Number one, Bitwise. So Bitwise has been very vocal about this space in the last couple, weeks. And we have here, lack of regulation is the biggest thing keeping advisors from investing in crypto. But the tides are turning. Only half of advisors are letting regulatory concerns stop them from investing in crypto, a huge drop from previous years. And we could actually see the previous years. In 2021, it was about 60%, 2022, 65%, 2023 was 64%. And in 1 year, we saw that drop by 14% down to 50%. Now, again, what's driving this, significant drop in terms of that, obstacle? Well, it's because almost everyone, including advisors, know that they can't wait for regulations. They understand that once we have regulations in place, this entire space is going to be hit with a tsunami of capital. We're talking about institutional floods of trillions of dollars. And it's not just going to be the institutional players, it's going to be the enterprise players. The retail sector as well will gain a lot more exposure to this space just through their banking apps. And we know that the banks are here. We know that the banks are ready. We have over here, this is the last 10 days in the president, the new administration, right? This is 10 days into President Trump's administration, and we're seeing executive orders related to crypto and AI. SEC repealed SAB 121, allowing banks to custody crypto assets. And Fed Chair Powell says banks can fully serve crypto customers. Will a strategic Bitcoin reserve come next? And yeah, if you guys did miss it, here we have the video clip of Jerome Powell saying banks are perfectly able to serve crypto customers. Again, this is the chairman of the Federal Reserve telling you that banks are now able to serve crypto customers. Check this out.
Our role with Bitcoin really is to look at, with crypto, really is to look at the banks, and we think it's, banks are perfectly able to serve crypto customers as long as they understand and can manage the risks, and it's safe and soundness. A good number of our banks that we regulate and supervise do that. The threshold has been a little higher for banks engaging in our.
Now, of course, as we do think about this, we look at what just recently happened in this space. Number one, Bank of America CEO says financial industry will jump into crypto payments if regulators allow it. That was on the 21st. Then, on the 23rd, we saw Morgan Stanley CEO Ted Pick says bank will work with U.S. regulators on offering crypto. Interesting. Then we got this. 2025 is the year of regulation. All regulatory deadlines align with the transition of the Trump administration, and even JP Morgan executives are calling it a generational shift. The ISO 20022 compliance deadline is fast approaching. The great wealth transfer is upon us. And here we have JP Morgan, global executive, with ISO 20022, a generational change is coming in payments. And yeah, it's coming in payments because of all of the banks being ready to work with offering crypto as a payment service. We are now going to see the big players being tapped in a big way. I want you guys to understand what's happening here. The entire market is shifting. Now, again, we look at Ripple, okay? It's not just about, all right, well, we know that Ripple has been working with Bank of America for a while. We know that, Bank of America said, hey, we're open to using XRP once the lawsuit's done. We already know all that. The thing that I'm focused on when it comes to Ripple isn't so much the names of these banks. It's the number of the banks that are tied to Ripple. Why? Well, I told you guys many times over, one after another, they will line up. Okay? All it takes is one big player to say, hey, we want to use DLT. We want to adopt DLT. Because this is a whole big game of competition. These banks are competing for market share because as they dominate the market, they make a lot more money. So all it really takes is one bank. All it takes is one bank to adopt the tech, and then it's a snowball effect. Now, on top of this, right, I already shared with you guys this list of just the partnerships between Medico and Ripple. These were the banks that we know for certain are tied back to Medico and Ripple. Just imagine all of the banks that we don't know about, okay? And if we're going to start to see that shift happen in real time with these banks jumping into crypto, because it seems as though it's all of these top tier banks, Morgan Stanley, Bank of America. We know that there's been a few other ones talking about this as well. We know the biggest, asset management companies like BlackRock are already in on this game. So again, we are going to see a lot more banks becoming very vocal about what they want to do with crypto. And also, don't forget the timeline, okay? Because Smoke Dog put out a great post regarding this. Now, a lot of people are saying 180 days is forever. We have here, the United States will finally have a regulatory framework for digital assets and stablecoins within 180 days. Listen, I want you guys to understand that, yeah, we have been waiting a while, okay? It feels as though there's a lot of people complaining about how long all of this has taken. I want you guys to understand, let's go back to this post. In the first 10 days of the Trump administration, we saw executive orders related to crypto and AI. Guys, we have a crypto and AI czar in the US. We have a pro-crypto SEC that has already repealed SAB 121, allowing banks to custody crypto assets. We have a pro-crypto Congress. We have a crypto council for the US. And now we have the actual Fed chair coming out and saying that banks can now fully serve crypto customers. I want you guys to understand that although, yeah, we have to wait 180 days for these regulatory frameworks, everything is falling into place. We don't have to wait a crazy amount of time anymore. We are now in the beginning stages of the entire plan being adopted in. The group will propose a regulatory framework for digital assets, including stablecoins, within 180 days. So we are going to focus on this path here, right? This plan, because this is that working group, right? He brought in a working group, which is basically the Crypto Council, to evaluate creating a national crypto reserve. This goes all the way back over here because will a strategic Bitcoin reserve come next? It's not going to be a Bitcoin reserve. It's going to be a crypto reserve. but this group will also propose a regulatory framework for digital assets, including stablecoins, within 180 days, and has also acted to ban a US CBDC. Again, the term CBDC doesn't really matter, but this is a big deal, okay? And on top of that, right, we have here the official schedule of the Presidential Working Group on Digital Asset Markets, the timeline for digital asset regulations in the United States, February of 2025, this year. Agencies must list all current rules and policies that impact digital assets. Check. March 2025, agencies must decide which rules to keep, change, or create and share their recommendations. Check. July of 2025, the working group must give the president a plan for regulating digital assets, focusing on stablecoins, market rules, consumer protection, and risk management. Check. It's happening right now. And guys, this is a very big deal. This is a very big deal. I don't understand how we're looking at this and we're not, like, I keep seeing so many comments on this channel talking about clickbait. Guys, the real clickbait was happening when people were saying, oh no, regulations are going to happen next month. The settlement's going to happen in 24 hours. Like, guys, when I am telling you that these things are huge, these things are massive. I don't know if you guys are oblivious to what's happening here, but this is huge. This is not clickbait. This is the plan that we have been addressing for a very long time now, finally falling into place. Everything that we have been talking about, everything that's been holding us back is about to be completely gone. And it all starts with regulations. I've said this many times on this channel. In fact, I told you guys back in August of last year that once regulations hit this space, utility projects get the green light in a massive way. The digital rails are already in place. The problem is that they are not being utilized in the way most perceive. Everyone in this space is always asking the same question when it comes to projects like HBAR and XRP, for an example. The question is, with all of these great announcements, why isn't the price moving? The simple answer, well, it's because a lot of these partnerships and a lot of these announcements require regulations before they really mean anything. And this goes back to all of these, major partnerships, all of these big banks. Like, yeah, it's great to see a bank partner up with a crypto project to offer legitimacy, but we want to see the actual utility side. But we don't get that without regulations. Bank of America's CEO told you all that. Morgan Stanley's CEO told you all that. And now we actually have the full-on timeline here. I mean, guys, this is extremely exciting times to be in crypto. And I will say it again, you need to take a step back and analyze what this market is currently, which is a breeding ground of hype driven by speculation. What we really want this space to be is a breeding ground for value driven by utility, which will happen. When these utility projects are adopted and utilized at scale, that's when the real prices are realized in. We have the largest names out there, guys. We have the largest names out there trying to jump in on this space. All of these banks, they might just look like names on my screen. They might just look like, big hype names for you guys as well. But at the end of the day, these are players that are getting ready once we have regulations, and it feels as though we are right there. We are right there at the end, and we're just waiting for the regulations to finally be ushered in. That's why I find it crazy that a lot of people think that these 180 days that we have to wait is a crazy long time. We just waited over 7 years for XRP to finally create a new all-time high. But we can't wait 180 days? That's insane to me. This wait will be worth it. For those that are patient, for those that are focused on the actual target, this will all be worth it. And with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.